We all know that IQ might get you the job, but it's EQ, your emotional intelligence, that helps you thrive. Our next guest is an expert at turning high-level psychology into daily practice. She's the author of the transformative book, Emotional Intelligence Habits, and a speaker dedicated to helping us navigate our emotions with purpose. Please welcome Hoong Yee. And Hoong, tell us a little bit about emotional intelligence, what that is for people that may not know.
As you said, Kelly, IQ could get you in the room, but EQ will get you the job. And this is a very, very solid truth that goes to what I believe is one thing that many women have to remember in times when they are in rooms of power or decision. And that is your alignment or your inner truth is really what people feel. So have you ever been in a situation where you walk into a room or a space and you feel that something has shifted, something has changed? Mm-hmm. You feel it in your gut before you hear the words. That's EQ. It could be someone says, oh, we're going to promote Joe for the project you did, or we're going to credit Mary for the project or the work and the success that you've achieved. Or worse, you get praise instead of power. Those kinds of moments happen to us on a daily basis in all aspects of our lives. And we do need EQ to help us navigate through that. And more importantly, to retain our alignment. Because in each of these moments, it's so easy for you to say yes to them and no to yourself. I call these moments velvet traps. And for velvet traps, you need a velvet no. What I mean by that is that you have to understand that the world is constantly challenging you and asking you to accept lesser versions of yourself, like being passed over for a promotion or doing something because that's the way it's always been done, or taking more work without authority. Any one of those things. A velvet no recognizes that there is a deeper emotional intelligence question behind all of those situations, all of these velvet traps. And the question is, who are you when the world reveals its terms? So in this situation that I just mentioned, maybe somebody says you are going to have to accept the fact that Joe is going to be the supervisor or the head of the project. A velvet no, in answer to that question, could sound like this. I own the value that I create, and I know what it's worth. So you've answered that question by saying, I know my self-worth, and I refuse to accept anyone devaluing it or diminishing it. The room is going to hear your words, but they're going to feel that alignment, that emotional intelligence that we all possess is going to rally and say, that's right. She is a person of worth, and she deserves to have credit for what she's done. Power can hear those words, but the room feels the alignment, and alignment can change a room.
One of the things that you say is alignment is your true victory. Explain that.
It means that at your core, things that you feel are to be true for yourself. Are you a person of worth? Do you believe in things that are basic human rights? It really, Kelly, boils down to sticking up for that. Because if you stick up for yourself in those moments, you are sticking up for the rest of the world. Let me explain what I mean. A man and a woman in 1967 in Virginia, not especially wealthy, not especially powerful, just wanting to live as a married couple in their hometown, were told by a judge that their love and their marriage was unlawful. Well, what they said changed the world. Their 8 words that followed changed one of the most important civil rights decisions in American history. The man said, "I love my wife." And the woman said, "I love my husband." So the judge heard those words, but the courtroom heard a man and a woman who said, "We want to just choose and marry who we love. And we refuse to accept that anyone has power to take that human right away from us, that we are less than human and less than free." So that alignment to those basic beliefs is what changed the country and changed the laws in 1967. It was a unanimous Supreme Court decision that ruled that interracial marriage was unconstitutional. This came from a couple living in Virginia who wanted what all of us wanted. It's a basic universal alignment. They just gave words to it, and we responded to it as a country, as lawmakers. And for me personally, I thank Richard and Phyllis Loving every day for having the courage to have that velvet no out in the world, the truth in the room, that allowed thousands of people, generations later, like myself, to choose and marry who we love.
Are there some habits that folks can begin to do to get to know their emotions better?
The emotional intelligence is a skill that's not really like spelling or math. It's something that you have to trust your instincts and trust your feelings, despite what people might have told you all the years you were growing up, in your family, in your school, in your neighborhood. If it starts to feel wrong, if something starts to make you feel diminished or like you're shrinking, those kinds of feelings are signals from your emotional intelligence to say, stop, pause, think about what is going on, what is the right thing to do, and to honor that. It takes a little courage, especially if you grow up in environments that have limitations or expectations. Many girls grow up in families like mine, where boys are valued more than girls. And so we grow up with this expectation that we will never actually be as good as boys, because they are just valued more. That is a very difficult type of expectation to overcome. It takes a long time of being brave enough to say, that's true, I am good enough, and to what I call get really comfortable with being uncomfortable. Because everybody's discomfort around you asserting yourself is their problem. That's the first thing that I learned, that it's not on you to make anybody else comfortable. And you know what? They've been making you uncomfortable for years. So spread the wealth, you can get used to it. That's what I think. Anyway, so I've become an expert at dealing with discomfort because I realize that it's not my job. And I think that's a very freeing realization. That your job is to live the life that you were given.
If folks want more information, you have written a book. Tell us about the book and where folks can find it.
My book, Emotional Intelligence Habits, has a bright yellow cover, and you can learn about all of the situations that you may find yourself in and the insights that I bring to help you navigate them better.
And you also have a YouTube page, is that correct?
Yes, my handle is at Hoong Yee Lee on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram, and on TikTok. Consistency is so good, isn't it?
It is. Should be easy to find you. Thanks so much for joining us today. We really appreciate your insight. Be sure to scan the QR code on your screen to sign up for BizTV's monthly newsletter, The Biz Beat, where you'll get articles, business news, and columns by BizTV's personalities, all sent directly to your inbox.